Yeah, it doesn't work all the
It's
time.
not working lately?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just been doing it over there. Yeah.
What's good, Vancouver?
What is good? It's been a while since both of us been
I
here
know,
together.
hey? I was just thinking now. It's been a minute.
So, how's it going, bro?
It's
Even though
going alright.
we haven't been in here, I've been seeing you since we've been
Yeah.
having meetings.
We're seeing each other more and more nowadays. But you know what, man? I gotta be real, man. I'm in a bit of a funk right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I burned out working on the course last week.
Okay.
And now, like this week, I've just been trying to do anything else because I put everything else on pause last week for that. You know what I mean? So I wasn't like making beats. I wasn't writing anything I was supposed to be writing for and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I even had a studio session on Saturday, and I don't know, man. It just didn't hit. You know what it was? Is I was like killing it like for the first 2 months of the year, you know, like January and February just came out the gate hard, man. Got so much shit done. And, you know, everything was all green lights. And then all of a sudden just I hit a red light. We discussed that previously. I hit that. And then since then, man, I've just been trying to kind of get, I don't know, man. Get my groove back, you know. But I'm not struggling. It's just I know I can be more efficient and
productive.
I feel like there should be more results. But also, I got a question. Thank you very much.
DJ
Shout out
Denise is
DJ
leaving
Denise.
the building.
On the run.
Yeah, for real.
But I'm not letting it get me down and shit. But I was listening to an audiobook on the way out here. And it was actually from a rapper who wrote it. Okay. His name was Humble the Poet, and he wrote a book. I can't remember what the book's called. I think it's like Things No One Else Can Teach You, something along that line.
Okay.
And he's highly relatable to me, like doing the rap thing. I even want to write a book. I want to write a couple books at least, right? Yeah, so anyways, I feel like he gets me, you know, he'd get you, you'd get him, vice versa, you know?
Yeah.
And he's just like, okay, you know what it is? He's like, you can love, you want to do what you love for your job, right?
Yeah.
But you can't just rely on the love, which sounds like a contradiction because as artists, we're always like, it's all about the love. It's all about the love. But
where is the love?
Yeah. But it's like, when it becomes very job-like and professional and it starts to convert into the professional environment, Mike Simpson sighting. Watch, I'm going to get him to do a 360 foot of bibs here. Shout out if you know that. So I didn't realize it's a casual drop-in.
We got the honorary Beyond the Lyrics member.
Yeah.
Guy, anywhere I drop in, it's automatically fucking formal. Don't give me that.
Our resident hater, our unofficial hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm just right about it.
Yeah, he's our agent of chaos. I did designate him that, and that works, right? We're happy with agent of chaos? Okay. Yeah. But, before I was so rudely interrupted.
Yeah, fuck you.
But you got to make it, you got to find the fun in it again. Even if it is a job, because when you're able, like, you can love the shit out of something and it's still not fun. You know what I mean? Like, you can, I can't really say I've loved any job I've had before like that. I was like, I've loved job. Wait a second. I'm not just going to try and say something for the clicks, but
I think it's more like
this guy.
You enjoy the people, some of the people you work with.
Yes.
And learning is always cool, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, you know what I'm saying? When you're in the studio and it's hour 8, hour 9, 2 complete songs already, but for some reason you're still trying to go. Maybe somebody's there that can only be there for that day, so you got to try and keep pushing. And, you know, no matter what you do, when you love it, it starts to feel like a job.
Yeah.
So when you're searching for the fun in things, and that's your takeaway, the work becomes the fun. It becomes the journey, you know what I mean? And because people really just think about the destination, and they never really thinking about like, you know, they're thinking about the pot of gold, but fuck, you got to ride a rainbow to get there, bro.
Yeah,
and you ain't even thinking about riding that rainbow. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll pause that up a little bit. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Paul. But
I'm not getting overly eccentric with that rainbow, but you know the old story. There's a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. You gotta. I'm just saying, you know, it's a metaphor. You gotta ride it to get there. That's one hell of a ride. You're gonna ignore it because you're just thinking about the gold. Then you're gonna get the gold, and you're like, oh, it's done. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get more into living in the moment of the journey, instead of just being frustrated that we're not at the destination yet, you know?
Well, and the thing is, too, is that it's always going to be peaks and valleys, you know, and me and my wife, we talk about that because, you know, I try to tell her, like, you can't just constantly be at 100% all the time.
Yeah.
You know, there's gotta be some downtime.
It's hard to find that place where you give yourself that grace, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because that's literally what me and Kim were talking about today. Because today was like a big nothing burger. Like, I had like such high hopes for today, and then, you know, you ever get those days where you can just tell it's like 10:30 a.m. and you already know this day's fucked.
As soon as you wake up, you like,
yeah,
with the costume.
yeah, costume.
Do I feel like being productive today? Yeah, I feel.
I like to sleep.
Oh my goodness, your impression is spot on. We love you, Kostya.
Yeah, shout out to Coach K.
Coach K, yes sir.
Yeah.
The Ukrainian sensation.
Yeah, the secret weapon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm taking mental inventory of that. Another thing, I came across some really like groundbreaking, like, I don't know, I'm having a hard time even verbalize, you know what I mean? But like it was like a groundbreaking thought, and I was just like anxiety is trapped energy, and that's it. You know, it's your body saying we have energy, let's go do something, but your mind, for whatever reason, procrastination, fear of success, fear of getting off your ass, whatever the fuck it is, it's the argument between the mind trying to be like, no, I don't want to do that, but your body's like, no, we got to do that. Like, look at the clock, look at the time, what the day is, what, you know what I mean? And like, so anxiety is you being caught in the middle, experiencing the argument between your mind and your body. And all you have to do to channel that is just like, you know, if you have the time and opportunity, you know, we live in a country where we're gifted that, you know, well, not gifted, we got to earn it. But,
we
you know what I'm saying? We're able to do that.
Yeah.
So, I'm just trying to get more into just channeling creatively, and even just working out, you know what I mean? Like, just the body saying, do something, motherfucker, you know? And
my
like,
mind's telling me no, but my body.
my body's telling me yes. There was like a clip of him singing that shit in the yard the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Think of the venue.
Think of the audience.
What are we doing here, bro?
Yeah. Think of the audience.
Oh my God. Like,
read the room.
yeah, bro. Yes. Read the yard, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Somebody like he's getting looks like he was in stadiums from girls, but it's a bunch of like, oh my cocktail fruit.
For real.
If you know that reference.
But I like that what you're saying about anxiety is energy that just needs to be channeled in a constructive way. But a lot of times, and you know, another thing too, I wonder if people really understand procrastination and how I think it's underestimated, like the impact that procrastination, because I feel like it can morph into other things.
Oh yeah, it morphs into like, you're a loser. What are you doing? Nah. Like, or for me, that's what it is. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you know, like for me right now, I'm trying to accomplish a lot of things. So like by the end of this year, I'm 100% my own boss, and I report to nobody. You know, and we're partners and shit. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So, you know, the beginning is 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's what life feels like for me. It's like, like Robert, you better go get it, Robert. You know what I mean? And I'm just like. It's hectic sometimes, man. You know, when we first met, all you had to do was make music. Now you got to make music, have a podcast, fucking go and fucking sell merch, fucking battle rap,
do
fucking
marketing,
content, create. Made a documentary. You know, got beat up at a protest.
Well, and then also too, like technology, you get all these notifications and stuff. So just like me at work, man, like whether it's emails or on Teams or it's all these notifications. It's like bing, and you work on that, and bing, you work.
Yeah.
So it's just this loop.
Yeah.
So and that's why I think you just got to find balance.
I
think balance is key. And you know, again, sometimes we can beat ourselves up and we say some of the most horrible things we say to ourselves.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure.
You know.
And the thing is, you can even think that you're over it. Like I found out a lot of things about myself, like in the past year, like things that I thought I was over, and then all of a sudden, you know, just the way the world is. It's not so much the events. I know better than to let the world events trigger me, but like let some people speak on them.
Yeah.
That, you know, a certain person can just like fucking send me to the moon. But yeah, so I'm just trying to not be derailed by anything that's, you know, I swear procrastination also exists in that form. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to be doing something and then all of a sudden, like if you're scrolling and shit, and then like someone triggers you and no, I got time for this shit.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, dude, I have to prepare myself for football season every year because I get sucked. I can't help it, man. I take the cheese on the mousetrap, knowing the bar's gonna snap me every time. But like Dallas Cowboys fans can just, you know, like I become a horrible version of myself. I really misrepresent my brand online during the months of like August to February. So there's room for growth. Let's just say.
Well,
that.
yeah, we all works in progress. That's what I told my wife the other day. She's like, you know, you frustrating. I was like, yeah, I frustrate myself. I understand. Sometimes I get frustrated with myself, and you had that dialogue, and you be like, bro, really? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But again, I think that inner talk is necessary. You have to be careful because it can be too negative. But I think you do have to, again, balance. There's times when you have to be like, yo, bro, you know better than that. Get your shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then there's sometimes when you go to the extreme and you just keep going and going and going and going, and that can lead to issues.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is, like, I have traditionally used fuckery in my life as like my motivation to do music. You know what I mean? Like, I'll find some way to write. Like, maybe not necessarily about that situation. You know what I mean? I'm not stupid. I'm not going to bring a bunch of problems into my life, like bitching about, like, things going on in my relationship or whatever, or shit going on with my family. Coward. But, you know, he derails me every time, man.
That's what you're talking about. Derailed you to distractions.
Yes. Yes, but see, I feel like I'm scatterbrained right now in front of this microphone. Like I'm just like,
well, it's like what we were saying when you was working on a course. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have all these ideas. So how do you, put it down in a impactful way, but or strategic?
Yeah. How do you take this mountain of information and arrange it in a way that it can be presented in a way that it's digestible, and it has to not be just understandable to you and people in your circle, but like, layman equivalents that have no experience in some cases. But
know
Nope. That's Mike Wild.
Maybe she need to get in. I don't know. The door locked out front. So, but I feel you. Like I said, I think it's just about balance. And sometimes, you know, you can go 100%, but sometimes you just need a break. You need to recharge. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's real. Like at work when we talk about bandwidth, do we have the bandwidth? Do we have the resources to complete a job? And unfortunately, since a lot of companies want to have one person do 2 and 3 people's job, you get overwhelmed. And what I try to do, I remember a book a long time ago called Eat the Frog. I don't want to say the guy's name because I think I'm gonna mess it up.
Oh, is that the frog in the boiling water?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No, when it said eat the frog, so basically what they're saying is, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So the book about Eat the Frog is about taking care of those things that you don't want to first. Because a lot of times we take care of the low-hanging fruits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That can be kind of procrastinating because you know you got these more high-pressing things.
But you know
to take
what?
care
Progress on the task list is progress on the task list. You know, I got to remind myself that because I always want to take the big step, but sometimes I can only, you know.
Just got to be careful, though, because, again, some of those big steps are sometimes we just got to, like you said.
They can take you out. Yeah. Like
you just got to swallow. You just got to eat that frog and just handle it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, like I go to work and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this done and this done and this done and this done. And then next thing you know, you get emergency, urgent issues and this and that. So,
yeah.
And you might leave the end of the day like, damn, I only accomplished one thing.
That's how I felt today. This is what I accomplished today. Right here, we're looking at it. Let's give a hand for Rob for what he was able to accomplish sitting in this chair and talking for 2 hours. Thank you. But,
well, I feel you because I had to take things slow with my injury. You know.
Yeah.
So
that could be I was saying that to you because you were doing a lot around that time too. You had didn't you have 3 shows back to back or something like that in
February,
1 week, the same week?
Well, in February, yeah, we had shows.
Yeah, we had that radio show at UBC.
You had the UBC radio show.
And then we had this the same day.
And then I had a couple of performances.
Yeah. And then that happened.
And then
we were doing the chorus and yeah.
And all it took was me to go to falafel spot. I come out there, got my Tupac walk on and stuff. And next thing you know, I slip. And I'm looking as I'm leaning back. I see my Jordans up in the air. And I'm like, is that my Jordans?
Eclipsing the sun.
So believe it or not, this was the best case scenario because the other option was me falling back and hitting my head on the ground or my back.
Yeah.
So I grabbed the railing, and next thing you know, but that night with a broke hand, I rocked the show.
Yeah.
I had a show that night, you know, and after I broke my hand, I just went and laid down, and it's funny because shout out to my man Paul and Andrea. Andrea was like, so what you do after you broke your hand? I was like, I took a nap. I thought I can just take some Robitussin and I'll be all right, but nah, I had to go to
some tussin on that
throw
shit.
some tussin on there, you be all right. What's up? But I had
That's the Van City Battle Rap champion right there.
Yes, sir.
In case y'all didn't know that shit.
So I just had to take it slow.
Yeah.
I had to go. Luckily, my experience with this was really from the nurses and the doctors. Everybody was nice. We got in. We wasn't sitting in the ER for like crazy hours and stuff. So it was a good experience and stuff. But I just had to. Even now, as it heals, I just gotta take my time. You know, I want to get the basketball and get my Kyrie on, but nah.
Yeah, that was the universe forcing you like sit your ass down.
Yeah, sit your goofy ass down and shit. So noted.
Yeah. See, I should just break my hand, then I can just guilt-free chill out. But because I'm able-bodied and I got time, I feel like I'm not accomplishing. I'm not living up to the standard or some shit.
But that's the thing. While I took off from work those 2 weeks,
yeah,
I already knew like my email is blowing up. And sure enough, when I got back to work, I had like 650 emails waiting on me.
Oh, that many?
Man, I get like 100 emails a day at work.
Holy shit!
You know,
I don't
even though a lot of the times it's not for me to take action on, but it's still.
And you have to look at all 100 every day.
You know, I just kind of look if
sometimes just look at the title, right?
Yeah. That ain't. Okay, that's me right there. You know.
I don't think I read 100 emails in a year. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, nah, I see some people at work. They got like 2,000-3,000 unread emails at work now. My Gmail is like 10,000 unread.
My Gmail is like 22,000 unread emails.
My wife be like, man, I don't understand, but at work, nah, I can't let it get.
In my email, everything's junk box. I decide what's not junk. I just don't decide enough. That's all. But,
so tonight we got a dope show.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm gonna do, because like we said, we got the honorary
battle rap champion.
Well, the battle rap champ, but we got the honorary Beyond the Lyrics.
Oh, yes.
You know, Mike he get on the mic.
The agent of chaos.
He take it over.
Mid-card Mike.
Mid-card Mike. Oh, he ready for this one. He's like, yo.
Mike got smacked around on the Facebook the other day in the comment section, so now he ready to get spicy on the podcast.
So I'm a fade to black and let Mike get up here so y'all can get it cracking.
Well, let's get the Mike we like first.
Fuck you talking about? Which one of us is? We know which one it is.
Vancouver's favorite Mike in the house. How we doing?
Yes, sir. Greater Mike in the building. You know what it is.
Greater Mike Senior.
This is lesser
That's Mike Junior.
I'm Greater Mike.
There's Junior.
He looks older than me. That's true.
Let me push this up here.
So how's it going, champ?
What we got? Hold on. I'm trying to get this tight.
Oh, that's
like I don't want to.
You got to move toward. Hey, I
Actually,
can
that's
give
not
you
too
the
bad.
star spot. You want the star?
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
There we go. I'm trying to get this.
You see that, Mike? I get the star spot. That's crazy.
Pause it. You trying
Oh
to get
shit!
no
Okay, I'm not
pause,
trying to
bro.
say
You're
that.
reaching.
I meant like the mic setup there is like much better. So that
100%.
and yeah. See, Mike. See, Simpsons is already starting his propaganda bullshit, trying to
Alright.
twist up all my words.
All right. What's up, man?
What's up, brother? How's it going?
Good, man. Good.
Let's go, baby.
All right. So, what's new, man? What's happening?
Well, you know, just like I showed up for you guys to ask me. I mean, what's new? What's happening? I'm sure you could ask a better question than that.
Oh,
bro.
well, you know, it's like this is like your intro section. You're like,
okay.
oh, you know, I'm just doing a little bit of
For
this,
those
this,
of you
this.
who don't know who I am, as I always say in my battles, they know who the fuck I am. It's Mike Wild, into the light, Bib Gang, Gambit is in the fucking building. You know, I've just been working on music, getting back into the scene. Me and Kavawon, we just dropped a new song called "I Feel Nothing." It's on all digital streaming platforms.
Yes, sir.
You check that out as soon as you can. And yeah, man, I actually recently, I'm not gonna say too much, but we got something in the works for June.
I know what it is. I want to say something, but I won't.
We
because
can't say it.
that's
I'm
yours
not. I'm
to
gonna
say.
leave that to this guy. I have
Yeah.
that. I have enough respect for him to at least do that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I will go get my crutches and beat you.
I know. Yeah, I would never do anything like that. But what I will say is it's crazy, and it's the biggest look I've ever had by a considerable margin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've always said, and Mike knows this too, like my goal in this battle rap shit was always to like prove myself against the best in the world. And like, because I'm like, I do it for the competition. And
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me to know that I'm the best at what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And now I get the opportunity to actually prove that.
Yeah.
So that's.
And it's just gonna be more looks on looks after that. And
I
shit.
would hope so. I
Yeah.
would definitely hope so. But you know, I'm not looking too far past that. We got to focus on the task.
For
at
sure.
hand, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
Also, shout out Love First, La Sparka. You know.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I gotta pop by. We should pop by there tomorrow.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, I want to go.
100%.
I saw the new black joint with the pink
If you guys live in Van,
version of that
this
shit.
guy, where's the camera?
Right there.
Right here. The camera at Love Force Gang. He has an art gallery at 3378 Lindsay, I believe. It's like right off Victoria and Commercial. If you live in the Vancouver area, you know, come.
I haven't
pop
checked it
soon,
out,
so-
but I gotta check it out for sure. I want to cop one of the hoodies in support since he's
Yeah. No, he's got some dope threads, man. They got this pink on pink Valentine's Day drop that I've been trying to.
Yeah, that shit looks hot too.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
I should get something for Kim.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Get something for your girl, like Gully TK.
Yeah. Nice. So, you dropped some music recently. How long since the last time you dropped?
Probably like 3 or 4 years. I think the last time I actually had something like people could listen to was on my boy Walter the 17th, his album. I think it's called That's Not My Hoe, That's My Boo. You can also check that out on Spotify. I have actually been shadow dropping shit on my SoundCloud for like a week now. And nobody's really tapped in. So I think
I'll check it out.
Once I have a couple songs like ready to go, I'm kind of I used to like after TSP came out, I had this idea of this project called Undrafted, and I dropped a song called Undrafted. It's on YouTube, all that shit. But it was about like people never really picked me to be the best guy.
Yeah,
and I had all these like features with all these dope artists like Junk, Stevie Ross, a couple other guys in the city. I think Tio Laza was on there as well.
Yeah,
and obviously the IL boys, In and Out of Life boys, right?
Yeah.
But I had some stuff go in. I was like writing for other artists and whatever the case may be. So I kind of like stopped focusing on that for a little bit.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of like, well, these songs still hold up.
So
I might as well fucking drop it. You know what I mean? So now I'm just gonna put this shit out for free. In the meantime, in between time, so people can kind of, keep having some shit to listen to while I'm still preparing the new stuff that I'm working on. So.
Yeah. And I'm curious how you've been liking working in our studio.
It's been good, man. Shout out Kostya, bro.
Yeah,
Kostya's nice.
Coach
man.
K is dope, man.
Yeah,
that's
Coach
his,
K.
That's his new nickname, Coach K.
Yeah, that's actually fire. You never said that one. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, we just came up with that the other day. It's stuck now.
No, that's Coach K. That's a good one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it suits his vibe, man.
He's super professional. He knows what he's doing. He makes my job easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, he's very like. He's quick.
You don't gotta tell him shit. He knows.
And as soon as you tell, or if you do have to tell him anything, it's like instantaneous. You know what I mean?
Gets
it's
it
not
right
like
away.
he's like especially with TSP, my guy Eugene from Sky Harbor Studios. He's an excellent engineer, excellent master, or whatever. Caveman, that's my dog, bro. He did TSP. Yeah, say word. That's dope. Okay. That's dope. Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy for sure, man. Me and him, like, we learned a lot together through recording my first album, which was all at his place.
He's like a sparring partner. That's what I call it. It's like the guys that you came up with and made albums and did shit with.
Yeah.
It's so like you trained in the same gym type shit,
and I was learning with him and everything, and now he's like, he's one of the best I've seen do it, like out of the city for sure, right? So yeah, that's my dog. But like Kostya, it's a different experience because I come in and he already knows everything that's going on. Mind you, the shit with me and Eugene was like 10-12 years ago, you know what I mean? So like this is a long time ago. Now he's like top, but like coming in with, and I was still kind of trying to figure out my sound too, right? So now with Kostya, I know what I'm trying to sound like, and he knows what I'm trying to sound like.
You guys are more aligned in sound and like me and him almost. You know what I mean? Like I've been conforming to his.
He is like on the same wavelength as me, as far as like. What's like
the sound he wants to polish?
Yeah. Like I think
industry,
not even really like industry, but like I could tell that he's more. It motivates him to like do more of the shit that I do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because it's like he can kind of mold it to how he wants to do. Like I'm sure, like when we rap or whatever, that's really easy for him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it challenges him in
challenge.
a way. Yeah, exactly. Right, and that's what we're always looking for as artists, is like a way to challenge ourselves. So.
I think I just have never worked with an engineer on that caliber before. So like a lot of times he does shit. Like you've seen my reactions in the studio, so I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? We could do that. You know what I mean? So like. I've been working with him for 3 years now, and he still fucking surprises me. You know what I mean? Like when he records your shit, that's when I super notice it because we have different styles.
For sure.
And I see what he pulls out for you, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta remember that.
Because he knows exactly. I know how I want. It's almost like I don't have to tell him how I want my shit to sound. He just knows.
Yeah.
You know? And like I think it's exciting for him as well, and it's exciting for me because like our work rate could be so quick. Like,
Yeah.
We record songs. Like, you were there when I recorded Live Right Now.
Yeah.
Or no, I don't think you were, but you were there when I recorded one of the tracks.
Legendary.
Yeah. It
Or
was
Legend.
okay, so it was Live Right Now. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Is that what you named?
That's the beat title they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Live
Okay.
Right Now is the name of the song.
Yeah.
And like I could tell he knew exactly what I was going for. I didn't have to explain anything to him.
Yeah.
So like that is like worth its weight in gold right there, man.
Yeah, here's the 3 guys that record with him the most.
Yeah, say word, eh? Yeah, you record with Kasha too, eh?
Yeah.
That's sick. That's sick.
But that's dope, man. So I'm just curious. Is there a difference to how you approach writing music versus writing an opponent? Like,
Absolutely.
like,
that's a good question.
yeah,
That's
like,
a good question.
is that
So-
like time-wise? Time-wise, what's the difference? I'm
So
kinda
there's
curious.
similarities and there's differences, right? Like
Yeah.
there's similarities in the sense that I'm like as meticulous with writing my music as I am with like creating my rounds for
Yeah.
my opponents. Like I take the craft very seriously. Every little thing needs to be put in the right place and all that sort of shit. I think about it a little bit harder than most people do probably.
I would almost assume the battle rapping, you go a little more deep into the writing than a song,
Well, it's
right?
a different kind of writing, right? Especially
Yeah.
now because I'm not doing like just rap shit. Like I've always been a little bit more
musical overall. Yeah.
I wouldn't even call it like kind of like alternative R&B sort of music, right? Like
Neo
with some
soul
rapping shit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of like I don't. It's hard to explain, but like J. Cole is a good example of it, where he like he raps and he sings and he kind of like he genre bends, but he's still a rapper, and like rapping has always been his strong suit, right? And I kind of feel the same way about myself, right? Not to compare myself to somebody like J. Cole, that would be fucking, not humble of me, but he like I aspire to be that kind of artist.
Yeah.
Where I'm always trying to like try new things and like make something that sounds like me, So
Yes, big time.
I don't want it I don't want anybody to be like, oh, this reminds me of this guy.
Yeah.
Right? I want them to, oh, this is Mike.
Yeah, for sure. Which is more fun? Like having
Depends on how I'm feeling, to be completely honest with you. Like I like if I'm in like a more competitive state of mind, then the battle rap shit is what gets me going, right?
Yeah,
or like writing bars, like hitting like a 32, you know what I mean? Just like a straight freestyle. But if I'm more of like if I'm in a more like emotional mind state or like vulnerable
song.
I'm making the music there because like music is like therapy for me.
Yeah.
Battle rap is like competition for me. Right?
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
like the big difference.
Nice,
for sure.
nice.
That's why like when people who have only heard me battle listen to my music, you're like, bro, I would have never expected you to like do some shit like this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's because like it's a different type of artistry. And the artistry that I do with making music, I kind of it's more personal to me for sure. But then it's the battle rap shit is personal to me in a different way because I fucking hate losing. So,
Yeah.
so.
And it's a juxtaposition too. Like your battle rap persona and your music energy are two pretty.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them.
I wouldn't call them opposites, but
Yeah.
they're definitely clearly different.
It's just a different vibe when I'm making music. I feel with music, I have a little bit more room. Like as far as like, oh, if I want to make a song that sounds like this or a song that sounds like this, where with like the battle rap, it's like you have bars, you have angles, you have jokes, you have this, right? Like you kind of got to know how to put it all together properly for sure.
Yeah.
And test yourself. It's just I'm testing myself in different ways. That's what it is.
Yeah.
With the difference between battle rap and music,
Yeah.
for sure.
So when you're writing, let's say your battle rounds, is there like a checklist of like things?
Honestly,
like,
no.
I need to have a double entendre.
No.
I wanna do-
I'm just going. Like it's basically stream of consciousness, and I know this is different from a lot of
Nice.
other
That's
people.
dope.
Like a lot of people write, let's say they have 3 rounds of material at 2 minutes a round. For me, that's 32 bars a round because the way that my tempo that I rap at is always going to land about there.
Yeah.
At 2 minutes. A lot of people will just write, 96 bars and then try to, okay, this should be my first round, this should be my second round, this should be
Is
my
that
third
the
round.
magic number for battle rap? 96 bars?
No, I wouldn't say it's different for
Oh,
everybody for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That's just like my tempo and what I get to. Like
Oh,
I know
okay.
that if I'm scheduled for 2 minute rounds, that 32 bars is going to be a 2 minute round for me. That's different for everybody.
Yeah. I've noticed, and I'm sure like all of you guys probably say that, but when it comes to music, when people approach their writing, they all have Many people have different approaches to it, but is battle rap the same? Do you think battle rappers approach it different? Like, or do all battle rappers do the same thing? This is a good way to
put it. Is I can't speak for all battle rappers, so I don't know, right?
Or is there a commonality that battle rappers tend to, because it's
I don't think so,
it's
because
one-way thinking,
I don't
in
think
a sense.
so,
It's
because
competition. You're battling a guy, so that's kind of like the gear we're in, right?
I don't think so, because every person like looks at that a different way. Like if you look at somebody like Anderson Burris, for instance, where if he's like his 3 rounds are going to be way different than like what my 3 rounds are going to be, or what like Charlie Clipp's first 3 rounds are going to be, or Danny Meyer's first 3 rounds are going to be, or like Hitman's first 3 rounds are going to be, like that's what makes them unique, right? That's what makes them different, right? So that's kind of, but like in a song, I kind of approach it the same way that I do for a battle. So going back to like what I do differently, like my rounds are very like point A to point Z. Like I don't really edit my shit. I don't really like write a bunch of shit and then cut shit out and be left with the best shit. It's usually these are the 32 bars I wrote for that round, and I'm gonna be fucking happy with it.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm also
efficiency level off the charts.
I also like I take it seriously to the point where I'm writing like 4 to 8 bars a day.
Yeah.
And this is what interests me about battle rap, because everybody's preparation strategy is different. Yeah. Everybody's writing strategy is different. Right? But I'll take 4 bars a day, 8 bars a day. So if I write 8 bars a day for 12 days, I'm done my battle. Yeah. That's how I look at it. Nice. Right? So I can focus on those fucking 8 bars and every line, like pick out the words that I want to say, make sure that the punchlines are hitting, all that sort of shit. Right. And if it's not like up to my standard that I've set for myself, I'll just scrap it, or I'll, just work on something else, right?
Yeah, nice.
The song, for instance, like it's a lot more like open. Yeah. Like I'll sit on a beat for a week and just kind of like sing melodies in my head and shit. And try to figure out something that's like working for it, and then I kind of catch the vibe, and then from there it's kind of the same thing where I just go. It's like,
so you start with a hook with music.
Usually I start at the beginning of the beat and then fucking work, and then I don't know if is what I'm gonna do gonna be the hook, or is it like it's different every time.
Nice. I like that, man. I like that. I'm very systematic with how I think when I approach.
I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, this is open. This is very like, you're an artist painting on a canvas. That's how I look at it.
I am, but I'm not at the same time. Like I've done weird shit where I started writing in like the top left corner and wrote diagonally towards the right bottom corner because I was
shit we did like back in the day though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like little like tricks or like drills you could do.
Whenever because I literally like. It was an experiment because I noticed when I was writing on the lines. Yeah. I don't know if it was just some weird hang up I had subconsciously in my head or not, but it kind of dictated the way I wrote. I wrote in like 4-bar chunks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, I feel you. The structure is always a little bit different.
Yeah, right? it kind of like, because you only have so much space on a page. Yeah. So you almost subconsciously kind of like put a line per line. You start getting into where there's visual patterns.
You're boxing yourself in.
Exactly. Literally. Yeah. So I did that to try and see if that would shake anything up, and it did. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I tried. Like, I'm systematic in the sense where I'm writing my chorus right now, or I'm writing my verse. But the approach, I always try to think.
Well, I'm sure as you've seen when like we work together on music too. Like I'm more like open and like kind of a little bit more like
fluid.
Yeah, fluid through the process.
Adaptable. Yeah. It evolves. Sure. The whole process evolves.
Yeah,
with you.
For sure.
I'm kind of
like
the same way.
I kind of figure out, like maybe halfway through the song, like what the song is gonna be. Like by the time about the second hook hits. Yeah. Like if let's say I have a hook, verse, hook. By the time that second hook hits, I kind of get what's going on with the song, and most people that listen are gonna get what the song and the vibe is at that point too, right?
Nice. So, do you have plans to do like a solo album besides like the project we're doing?
For sure, I definitely do. Like,
you definitely should.
I got 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 like solo tracks like in the vault, ready to go. Right. Nice. I'm just kind of. We're figuring out what's going on with our stuff when we want to release our stuff. I don't know if I want to release my stuff before or after, whatever the case may be. I'm just kind of focusing on stacking up music and, kind of trickling the drops out as I need to. I'm not really too worried about, like, for me, like, putting out a solo album as much as I am just, like, putting out more music.
More music and just having it out there. Yeah.
Like if I get 4 or 5 songs that I'm happy with that I drop over the course of the year, I'll add 4 or 5 more and make an album out of that. For sure I would. But
yeah.
that's kind of like, I just want to keep the process going. I don't want to overwhelm myself with like, oh, I have to drop an album at this point.
Yeah, because you got battles that'll be coming up over the course of the year
so
too.
I'm kind of, like I said, I'm fluid. I'm doing both, right?
Yeah,
like I gotta kind of
that
stay
probably
open-minded with it.
keeps the brain a little more, I guess,
there's less pressure
in shape for not like you ever would not be battle ready or ready to rap at any drop of a hat, right?
But I mean, my last battle was last May against Ellipsis. So like that's all.
Shit, Mike! Goddamn, what you got against this guy?
Right. The list is long.
Yeah.
Starting with back in 1997.
Yeah,
facts.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, but like I'm always ready to battle. Like, it's just that like. The thing is, I don't pester Mike for battles too much because I know I have music to work on if I don't battle for 4 or 5 months or 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
That's another thing. And I can't be the only guy that he pushes on his platform. You know what I mean? He's got other guys that he has to build up, and hopefully, I'm sure he's got other guys that he has in mind that he wants to build up to the level that I'm at right now. And the more guys that he has on the roster that are on my level, the better.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad that, I also had a battle with KP that was supposed to happen in November that didn't happen. Apparently that's getting scheduled for July in Ottawa, so that should be good.
Nice.
Right? Like, maybe 3 weeks after the battle that I got coming up, but I've already got a round and a half in the bank for this guy, so that's whatever.
There we go.
Yeah, man. No, I'm just building. I'm creating like whatever way I can. I'm not worried about too much whether or not it's going to be battle rap or music. Like as long as I'm, keeping the pen sharp and maintaining my artistry, that's all it really comes down to. So.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, just to shoot the shit and stuff like that. What's your take since your last battle? How has battle rap in the city looked?
I think it's been pretty good, man.
What are some of the highlights since you last battled that really stuck out to you?
You know what? The one that so most recently NASA and Chronic came out to battle. Chronic that was his first battle in, I think,
since he battled you, wasn't it?
No, it was his first battle since Ellipsis, I think, and that was like a year and a half. I want to say it was a year and a half, about that, eh?
A little more. But
yeah, a little more. Okay, say a word. But, Chronic is a dope writer, dope rapper.
Yes, I really like his
NASA,
shit.
I battled NASA a couple years ago out on Beast Mode. He's an amazing performer. He shut shit down. You know what I mean? So that was a really good fucking battle. Same card, Bar J battled David Kinch. Bar J is one of those guys where, I don't think people quite get it, but he doesn't, well, maybe not don't get it yet, but he can be a bit abrasive, but I think he doesn't get the credit that he deserves for as a writer and how he puts his rounds together and shit.
Yeah.
I thought, especially on camera, his material looked pretty good. And I think and he always packs the venue out every single time, you know what I mean? G Show against Cal Jackson is another one that sticks out for me as far as battles from Set the Bar that have been really fucking dope.
Yeah.
And it's just Mike's doing a good job of steady putting on good events, building community, all the stuff that he's his goals are, right? I think he's doing a good job of setting out those goals. So for me, it's not getting battles my feelings aren't hurt by that because he's putting in the work to build up the platform in itself so that when I do come back, the platform is bigger.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of part of the plan, you've been helping to build up the platform and now cool. It would have been nice to, get in there 3-4 months after I battled Ellipsis and capitalize on the momentum a little bit. But it also after I realized I'm there's not really room for me to battle right now. This is where I'm going to start focusing a little bit more on the music. Yeah.
And that's where and it's kind of the same thing that happened when I was doing the wild card run and I switched over to Mike Wild.
Yeah.
Is that I wanted to stop battling for a bit to do the music.
Yeah.
And that's where I started making all this, it's the fire's still in me, but
Yeah.
I don't have any battles locked in. Where am I going to put this? Right? So I just switched it over to the music.
Yeah.
So, but now I kind of feel like I'm in a spot where I can do both.
Yeah.
So it's working out pretty good.
Yeah.
Sure.
Once you get a good producer and like studio engineer that you can work with, where you got that chemistry like that, man, it's like
the fast work
lightning
rate
in
is
a
the big
bottle.
thing,
You can like not set foot
Like,
in the
I'll
studio
hold
for
myself
2.5 months and
hold
then
myself up in my house for a weekend, write like 2 or 3 songs, and then just hit up Kostya and have them all done in like 2 hours.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, exactly.
And then it's like boom, now we got shit in the vault ready to go. So,
Yeah, lightning in a bottle, man. It's the
man.
best way to fucking do
100%.
it, for sure. So, what else was I gonna ask you? Oh, Team Wild shirts.
yeah.
You gonna make some more? That
I don't know
was
if
good
we're
last
gonna,
year, didn't
like,
it?
Okay, so maybe like the Team Wild like Rivals era shirts. It wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe like do another little run like for another Rivals event, for instance, like a throwback sort of thing. But like, I think honestly, this
consistent
is
merch
good
would
question.
be a good
We
look.
should talk about this a little bit more. Is like, you know, like I got my little double diamond logo that I have on like my just selling those at events and shit would be cool. You know what I mean? Or like Bib Gang shirts, like, because I know, hopefully, and my fingers are
Bib
crossed
Gang.
on this. Yeah, the shout out Bib Gang. You know what it is.
Hell yeah, y'all know what it is.
Like selling some Bib Gang shirts at the events would be dope too. The Team Wild shirts, like, if enough demand is in there to do another run of them, we'll definitely do them. But we sold out the shirts the first time at the last event. They kind of feel like a dope little keepsake. I'd almost rather just move on and like do something cool.
New merch,
Do
yeah.
some new
I
shit,
think it would be dope if there was like 3 or more artists in Set the Bar, that so you could fill a decent merch table, and like you don't have to just sell it at that event. Like the best part is every Set the Bar event, you could be putting shit out on a table.
Yeah.
You know, you could be not even battling at an event and still be selling Mike
No, I
Wild
can
shirts
make
and getting
I can make
a
50
bag, right?
shirts. I don't have to sell them all the first event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All year.
So,
Yeah, exactly. And like
100%.
I think I actually was helping Dan's Madigan make, like, you remember the old school Macho Man Randy Savage shirts, like
Yeah.
the purple one?
Yeah.
I was trying to get one I started to design one where it was like the same thing, like the sunglasses and stuff,
Right.
but it was like Dan's Madigan's glasses, and it was like him and it said Dan's Madigan.
Yeah,
but
see, that's dope. That's dope.
yeah, you know what I mean? I like those
sure.
spin-off, you know, where it looks
Yeah.
like something else kind of thing. Like those usually sell good. People like the alternate logo.
100%. And like
yeah.
I think like Bib Gang shirts at the events would sell well. Like if we did a little Bib World Order shirt, like that'd be
Yeah,
super
like the
hard,
the
you know,
teal.
like,
yeah,
with the
yeah.
BWO with on the black. Yeah, that'd be tough. Like guys are gonna buy
Dude,
that
I'll
for
go
sure.
halfers on a batch with you.
Yeah,
Let's just
okay,
sell
let's
them and
just
make
do
some
it.
money.
Yeah. I'll give. We'll let Mike sell them for like $5 extra, keep the money, and then everybody's happy. You know what I mean?
There we go. Boom. We making money out here.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. No, I definitely got to get some more merch though. The Team Wild shirts went hard.
They did,
Shout out
bro.
to,
I still rock mine.
Coyote, right? He was the one who designed them. Yeah, shout out Coyote, man. He's,
Yeah.
for sure.
Word. Oh shit. Yeah. So
Might as well, shit.
Yeah, forgot about that. So you wanna tell them, you're the guest, so you tell them about our song.
Okay, so I Feel Nothing is a Kostya beat, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And Kavawon raps on it. I kind of do a little bit of sing rap stuff. It's about kind of like, we kind of tackle like how people deal with drug addiction in 2 different ways. You know what I mean? I don't want to explain too much of the song because you guys will get the vibe of it when you hear it. But it's a dope like contrast of like the 2 sides of where it can take you, basically.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like I'm the fence sitter character in the song, and you're like the, oh, fuck it guy.
Let's just go, right? Yeah.
But yeah, it's good because like people demonize it so much, and they don't ever try to make an effort to understand it, right? And that's what keeps people stuck in that fucking treadmill of hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into that. This is Mike Wild and myself. Our song "I Feel Nothing," produced by Coach K. Shit is fire. Let's check it out.
Let's go. Don't feel nothing. I'll let this rock. All right.
Bib Gang. I'm just here for a good time, but not a long one. Wanna live that good life, but I picked the wrong one. I'm either running from demons or I'm chasing my feelings or facing bereavement. The world tell me take it or leave it. Watch my whole life in real time, breaking the pieces, no understanding. I'm just told I'm a disgrace and a heathen. They keep asking why I do it, but ain't hearing the reason. Cause this pain feels realer than the air that I'm breathing.
Popping every day to the face, I don't feel nothing. It's how I medicate for this pain, I don't feel nothing. Switching lanes in the rain, by the hydroplane. Fuck what they say, it's a race, ain't no time to waste. I got your main thing trying to rob me while you wide awake. I keep a blade all on my body like I'm Johnny Cage. My dog been whipping all in that kitchen, call him Bobby Flay. It's not a thing, killing my vibe unless I die today. Bitch, I hit the line like I'm chain smoking. Blind bitch with that pink and white like I'm Frank Ocean. Hopeless, so I'm getting high till I can't focus. Still holding on to this shit inside that I can't cope with.
Yesterday around this time felt like Superman, but today I'm in pain, so I'll use again. Jesus saves what they say, prove it then. If he saves, why the fuck I had to lose my friends?
Yeah, I'm popping every day to the face, I don't feel nothing. It's how I medicate for this pain, I don't feel nothing. Switching lanes in the rain, by the hydroplane. Fuck what they say, it's a race, ain't no time to waste. I'm popping every day to the face, I don't feel nothing. It's how I medicate for this pain, I don't feel nothing. Switching lanes in the rain, by the hydroplane. Fuck what they say, it's a race, ain't no time to waste.
Nice. So, yeah, that was our first track off of our yet to be named project. I did think of like a Cheap Thrills. Yeah, no, maybe I don't know.
Cheap Thrills?
Yeah, for an album title.
Like the title?
Yeah.
Oh, I still haven't gotten that far.
Yeah, we got to see. That's what I was thinking. We need more songs to figure it out. You know 100%. What I mean? But 100%. But yeah, you got anybody you want to shout out? Anything else you want to make public
shout out
knowledge?
Icon, bro. They're killing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I will say. Shout out my bro, fucking Soul, man.
Yeah.
Love you, dog. For sure. And another life shit. You know what it is.
Yeah.
That's about it, man. These guys are killing it. I might go to the Junk show tonight. Junk's got a dope show tonight at the Cobalt.
Yeah.
Horrible Pleasures album tour.
My homie Distinct is the tour support for that.
Oh, say word.
Yeah,
say word.
He's actually, he hasn't been able to do any content with us yet, but he's like the third unofficial member now.
Okay.
Yeah, because he tours across Canada, so he can kind of be like our on the streets guy and make like content like that and shit. Yeah. So he's a dope rapper too. We got to get him on some music.
Yeah, they're keeping the underground hip hop movement like musically anyway. You know, Mike's the other half with the battle stuff, but musically they're keeping things alive out here.
Oh, yeah.
I see the growth. Like
I'd say they're thriving.
These show improve podcasts that they're doing, where they have guys coming up, like it's super dope. Man.
Yeah.
Fire, like,
and I've even seen like they bring trash motherfuckers on there too.
Bro, they had Junk and Flip out there, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Flip out, bro.
Oh
like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
an OG, bro. 5 o'clock traffic jam, man. Like, that was tough,
but
man.
there's also like there was this one dude on there. Ski was like co-hosted for that, a guest co-host.
Yeah.
And this one guy came on, and it was like
he wasn't good, eh?
Really bad. And then the interview was like he said some funny shit and that shit too, and like he had like pause moment type.
So my
shit,
guy
you know?
Chiva, and I know a bunch of like Blackout. He's been a battle guy too. Like I've known him for a hot minute. He's been there. Chiva too. Shout out Chiva. Chiva told me to pop out next Monday and bring some heat with me, so I might have to.
Ooh, nice.
I'm gonna have to put out. I'm gonna put on. For sure.
There we go. Yeah. Anything else you would like to make public knowledge? Call outs.
I don't need no call outs, bro. I got a battle June 13th. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm
Are
gonna
we
say.
Are we able to? Are we?
Yeah. June,
are we able
June 13th.
to? Like,
that's
are
all
you?
I'm gonna say. We're not announcing the battle.
Oh no, I was just wondering if you were gonna do that. Okay.
No. Like, well, he'll probably wait till the flyer drop and then just like shock everybody. I think that's kind of Mike's game plan. Like,
okay.
Mike wants to drop that flyer and people to be like, oh shit, like this is what it is, right? So
because we also working on a couple other heaters, you know about.
Exactly, and another guy potentially featuring some members of the Bib Gang as well. So that might turn into the Bib World Order card. We don't know yet.
Bib World Order. I love that, man.
That's about it, man. No, I think I'm pretty good. Like
hell yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure having you again. And I'll see you at the studio on Saturday.
Yeah, or like tomorrow.
Tomorrow. See. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now.
The problem is in the house.
Yes. Here, we gotta do it like this. Wait.
Oh yeah. We're gonna bring it awkward.
We gotta make it awkward. Like.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're trying to do the spin and Rooney.
Yeah.
Dog, I got a bad ankle. I'm not spinning for shit. I don't know what the fuck you think's about to happen.
I tried to get him on the 360. That was like.
That ain't happening either.
Giving him that shake and give him a little dosey-do, you know.
Yo, the crazy thing is, I've got half a fucking right foot right now, and motherfuckers still can't catch me slipping. Y'all know how the fuck this shit is. What up? It's your boy Red Shirt Mike. Power to the people. Classes in session. Beware of those who use the language of liberation in the service of oppression. Y'all know who the fuck it is. It's Red Shirt Mike, and we got a lot to fucking talk about today. Woo! Let me tell y'all motherfuckers, we got a lot to talk about. And I'm gonna start with this, because I wanna echo what Mike just said. Shout out to those Icon boys.
Hell yeah.
Them motherfuckers be killing it. They're doing dope shit. I want to show nothing but love for those
It's
motherfuckers.
inspiring.
I love to see the work ethic. I love to see that shit. But I do got one thing I gotta say.
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna say. I'm interested. I'm here for it.
Ayo, flip out. You a legend in the city. And I'm looking at straight at the camera because you a legend and you deserve the respect that you deserve. But if you are going to give people flowers while talking down on the battle community, or at least not talking down, but talking about the battle community, you should probably come out to a battle in the last decade. So flip out, I want to personally invite you, come through either April 11th. Y'all can see what we do with the rookies. We've got this call-up season 10 card with the rookies coming up. Y'all can see what the atmosphere is truly about in supporting these up-and-coming artists. Or if you just want to see like the talent level of our elite talent, June 13th, you want to come through for that. Flip out, we would love to see you because you were talking about the battle community, and I know it was no shade intended. I know you were trying to give the Icon boys their flowers, and they deserve their flowers. We can all agree that, but I'm saying, like, if you're going to talk on battles, we would love to see you at some battles. That's all I want to say on that.
That wasn't what I thought you were going to say, but...
what did you think I was going to say?
Because I remember you mentioning an Icon versus Set the Bar card, potentially.
So, all right, so we'll talk on that. We'll talk
too.
on that real quick, because it is something that like I was hoping would happen at one point.
Oh, yeah, I would have thought it would
It's not going to happen. And like, it's not like this is not a shade thing. Mm-hmm. I think Icon grew quicker than they had the infrastructure to continue growing. In that they've grown so quick and they are doing so many shows and they are doing so many things that it's my impression that like they are they can't keep adding new things to the thing, especially if it's something as involved as a battle event. Which like I've run music shows, I've run battle events. Like trust me, the workload on the backside of a battle event, the amount of like shit you need to be doing, job. There's a lot that needs to happen. And when they're running the podcast, they're still doing the ciphers. They're on the junk show tonight. I get it. Motherfuckers be a little too busy. Yeah. It was something we spent a couple years trying to make happen. Unfortunately, people got a little too busy on their side. I don't think it's going to happen because what we were trying to do was a little compromise of written battles on beats. Because the Icon boys, they can spit on beats, they can freestyle. If we go for straight freestyle, they're going to cook us. Yeah. If we go a cappella battles written, we're going to cook them. But written on beats, that's right there in the middle. Well, that's what I'm. Yeah. No, I know, and like I legit, and I would hope that if you guys had Riley on here and asked him about it, he would say he thinks his guys would cook ours. Because you gotta have faith in your roster.
Oh, for sure.
You absolutely. In the same way that like I believe in written battles over beats, the Set the Bar roster would cook Icon. Because I got faith in my team. That is no shade on the Icon team at all. They're dope. I got so much love there. And I would hope that they would feel like they would cook us. Because that's how you get a competitive event. That's how you get it where people are like, nah, we the best. Now let's all prove it. And like Mike's talking earlier about like that, like competitive spirits.
That would be actually amazing though if one of these years you guys could set it up like a yearly thing, like a WrestleMania.
I mean, so I don't think it's going to happen. Just based on busyness. And also because like at this point, KOTD has the beatdown.
And like while we were trying to get this going before Beatdown was a thing, at this stage, if we were to announce an event it would just look like we're trying to rip off King of the Dot, and that's not the energy I'm on. I'm trying for us to build in different ways than what King of the Dot is doing. So if they're doing that, then we want to be doing our thing.
So that was kind of what the Smoked Out Cyphers kind of was back then, right? That's sort of where you were trying to go with that?
I mean, so the Smoked Out Cyphers back in the day, which, by the way, if y'all have not seen the shit, go look up Smoked Out Cyphers. It is still online. I don't even know if anybody has access to any of the Smoked Out channels anymore.
I watched The In Another Life Cypher
No, they're still online, but I'm saying, like, I don't know if anyone has access to the back end of any of those channels.
Oh, God.
But, like, what I was trying to do there was create a sort of, like, I very directly took influence from, like, Team Backpack and that sort of shit at the time, where it was supposed to be like, yo, let's get a bunch of people together and rapping together. They were written ciphers, you know, the beats had been chosen beforehand, and it was almost like we're building a song, like a song / cipher.
For each one. I remember. So, I was there. You don't remember?
Yeah, no, I remember you there, of course. But like I'm talking for the fucking people who are listening in, dog.
Okay.
So like, you know, come on, you gotta remember the listener doesn't know everything that you know. You gotta get this information out there, my friend.
That's true.
So like what we would do was we would do between 6 and 8. I think we did one time when there was 10 ciphers in a night, and it was a lot. But like we would have these things, and basically the rules that we would set up was like, all right, every person gets that one redo.
Yeah.
So if you mess up, you get that another chance at it.
Yeah.
And if you fuck up again, your footage just gets cut from the cipher, or we put it out depending on how much you annoy me.
Fuck up, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't fuck up. I was proud of that.
Yeah, and it led to a lot of really cool moments of people who would like flub it the first time and the second time lock in, and the crowd was just rallying behind them because like, yo, we just saw someone pull something off.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. Like, I really love it. I would love to organize something like that again. If I'm being completely honest, I think my issue there is now the fact that like a lot of the contacts that I made coming up are either done with music or at the point where they're wanting a significant amount of money to get involved in a project like that. And those sort of projects do not generate revenue.
No.
You do not get, you know, yes, we had a crowd and that allowed us to pay off our camera guys and our mixing, and like, you know, we paid junk for one of them and then it didn't come out for reasons I'm not going to talk about. But like, you know, you don't generate significant amount of revenue at a show like that. People aren't, you know, lining up out the door to come out and pay $20, $25, $30, which is what you need to support if you're paying all the artists, if not more. You know, they're not lining up out the door to come see a cypher event, because even if there is someone they love on the bill, you're catching a verse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, and it's like, I think people are also a little traumatized from these meat grinder shows. You know what I'm talking about, where people walk in and it's like, oh, great, there's 20 acts on the bill. Everyone's performing for 6.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yo, there's like no way for people to differentiate themselves. They're not good shows. They're not entertaining. They feel exhausting. And even when there's a good main event, it just feels shitty.
You have to suffer through a karaoke.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, you know, there's no way you found 20 perfect opening artists for a specific show to set that vibe. It's very clearly a cash grab. And, you know, motherfuckers are going to say what they want in support of capitalism, but it leads to a worse show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a thing. So like, I would love to bring back that era, like the Smoked Out Ciphers. You would obviously call it like Set the Bar Ciphers or something, something like that. But I also feel like right now, you know, in terms of like when you hear Cypher in Vancouver, you're thinking of like what's Icon's doing. Is that like coming together freestyle energy? And I love that energy. And I think convoluting the name Ciphers when like Icon is bringing in a bunch of new names, new blood, new focus is not something that's conducive to a better hip hop environment in the city right now. So
I like that. Thinking like a politician.
Well, I mean, honestly, one of those things is like when you get to a certain point, like we've all only got so much energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I don't battle like I used to save energy. Like I don't battle very often. My music output's slowed, although I'm like working on this album. I'm trying to get that shit out. Hopefully end of this year, sort of thing. We're getting close. But like, there's only so much energy to, you know, put into all this stuff. And also, like, I'm now working this sort of job where I don't get the freedom of time anymore. Like, I didn't know up until about 3:30 today whether or not I'd be able to make it here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just sort of the reality of where I'm at right now. Of like, I get 4 days a month that I can, you know, set aside.
Definitely call yours. Yeah.
Well, but like, I have to choose them. I have to ahead of time find my replacement and all that, and I'm not going to get into the nature of it because it is what I'm very lucky, and what I do I feel very empowered and then very like I make a difference.
Rewarding, yeah.
It's extremely rewarding. But like I don't have the time commitment that I used to come out and grind shows and build these networks of new artists who want to come out and get their face on everything. Because like even like and I'm not going to throw any names out there. One thing that we're doing for this April 11th Call-Up Season event is because it is Mike Barker's birthday. We're doing a little show afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're doing, it's going to be 4 or 5 artists. It's not a full-fledged show because, we're following up a battle rap event with it. But it's some artists that I know he likes, that are putting on, 10, 15-minute sets sort of thing.
Yeah.
And some way like keep people around, and vibing around Barker for his birthday for, an extra hour and a half sort of thing.
Nice.
And that's dope. Like we can do that. But in terms of like finding all these new artists around like a cipher in particular, like when you think an 8-artist cipher, or sorry, like an 8 cipher event, and each of those ciphers required at least 4 artists. Because if one person no shows and you've only got 3, now you're down to 2 and it's weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it was just a duo, I think the only duo we ever had that was ever like it came across dope was Mugshot and Benzosa. That one worked. Every other time it just felt awkward because it's supposed to be that group energy behind them and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, and like shout out to both of them. I haven't seen either of them in a minute, but like shout out to them both anyways. But yeah, so like I definitely want to see us do some stuff like that in the future, but we need more people who are sort of doing that networking and building, and right now because of life that can't be me.
There we go. Well, so let's talk about your upcoming battle that you have.
Yeah, let's do it. So as I said,
I heard you're scared.
I ain't never scared, bro. The last person to beat me was pre-COVID. Let's not make any pretenses of this shit. You already know I'm telling the truth. You can mock that shit all you want, but like here's. Bro, some of us kept our winning streaks without having to take like 5 years away from battle rap, you goddamn psychopath. Holy, bro's out here like, motherfuckers didn't beat me since before COVID. Bro took 5 years off around COVID. What are we doing? What are we even doing here, bro? Jesus Christ. But no, like I'm gonna say this. Like I don't get to battle as often as I used to, which is,
because you're scared.
Yeah, obviously. No, it's just like logistics. Yeah. It's a thing of because realistically, I can't be booking myself looks.
Oh yeah, it's not.
You know what I mean? Like
for you, that's an unlook.
Well, it's not. Well, yeah, absolutely,
it's not a good
absolutely.
Look.
it's a terrible look, but and like, in some scenes it might work. Yeah. But in our scene where we've got so many guys, like Mike was talking about earlier, like we're trying to build other names as well. We've got so many guys who investment can help build because the talent level is there, is ready for that next step up. If we're talking, like we could go names, Mike, Ellipsis, G-Show, Creative, Chronic, Shine, RJ, I think David Kinch is in this list now. I think Coleslaw is in this list now.
Oh, I was just gonna say.
You know what I mean? Like there is there's a lot of names of people who we can invest in, and I would like to. And the fact is, like the resources don't exist to get everyone that many looks.
Yeah.
Ideally we'd be getting some, support from grants, but you know how like Grants BC and that all that shit goes around hip hop. So we'll leave that discussion aside.
Man, you're killing my confidence. I'm going to be going for some grants pretty soon.
I mean, maybe it works out. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's like battle rap is a weird thing where I think a lot of people just don't get it. And
they think it's a negative art because they think of
they
like the 2000s when battles would turn into fights and shit like that.
Well, even then, if they look at modern battles, I think if we're being completely brutally honest, we are in an absolute crisis of literacy. Motherfuckers are not able to, like, whether it's just being able to read and like by read I mean like understand what you're reading.
Yeah.
I think comprehension. I think media literacy is a thing. You got motherfuckers who are like watching movies and not getting what the plot of the movie is in reference to. You've got motherfuckers who like can't tell you the last book they read. You got motherfuckers who are like, You know, like when someone's like, yo, Kendrick's corny, and you ask them to explain like any Kendrick song or an album, not to throw Kendrick up as like the epitome of smart boy hip, like I'm not on some I am smarter than you shit. But what I am on is like, if you can't tell me what the intended message of a piece of art is, if you can't have these conversations without completely missing the fucking point, you know, like, we're in trouble here. And I know that's a larger issue, but I think that comes down to like within battle rap, you know, battle rap on its surface appears very negative. You are talking down on people. But in reality, it is a sense of brotherhood that you do not get in music scenes.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you've got
Facts.
like, I've got guys who have battled who've helped me fucking move. You know what I mean? Like, that is absolutely a thing that's happened.
Don't ever rematch that guy because he's going to give you the business, you know?
Dog, Aaron's one of the guys who helped me move, and I'm about to battle him. This is going to be fun.
Oh, man. No, never mind.
I honestly, I think he... Yeah, right?
There we go.
No. It's
Hands
like,
up.
but like that's just like an example of like there is this sense of community within battle rap because there's that sense of competitiveness. And anytime you see like elite level competition, you'll notice a sense of camaraderie. You know, whether it's, you know, NBA players who like for 48 minutes they hate each other, then at the end of the game, hey man, how's the fam doing? You know, like that sort of shit.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's, you know, Olympians with the sheer amount of like motherfuckers fucking at the Olympic events, going through industrial levels of condoms, but that's a whole other thing. I don't know why I'm looking at you talking about condoms. That just made everyone uncomfortable here.
Me too, and I wasn't even involved in that exchange.
Listen, I have other ways of making you uncomfortable. Don't try to jump in on his fucking thing. I see you trying to steal his shine right now. Look at that.
Yeah.
He already gave you the whole show, and you out here like, I'm uncomfortable because you're getting attention. Look at this guy. Can you believe the quality of co-host you have here just absolutely trying to undermine you? This is insane, bro.
I don't know why I bring him either. You know?
But no, I think like honestly, like circling back for a second, I do think that people will like people want to take a look at it and be like, yo, this thing's negative. And I hear that from artists as well. Like artists being like, yo, this shit's too negative for me. I don't want to hop in that. Or like, yo, like I think I've got anger issues. I wouldn't be able to help it. And I'm just like, yo, like what are we talking about here? This is competition. This is the level of camaraderie. And if you are afraid of competition, then you shouldn't be in music either.
What do you think about Jay-Z's interview that people were talking about him talking down on battle rap, which is crazy because he was one of the biggest.
That was kind of what he tried that tactic to get his jump off, like his real jump off.
Well, he was saying the same thing about negativity. It was being negative.
I mean, I think that was a big deflection.
It was absolutely a deflection. It was absolutely a deflection.
I'm going to handle this in a very controlled, safe for me environment. I've hand selected an interviewer that it like glazes me and
yeah. Well, also like when you are a billionaire, you are insulated from the effects of your words and actions. You know what I mean? Like, of course, as a billionaire, he's talking about this shit's negative because for him, like, the goal is making as much money as possible. For him, the goal is like, how do we win the game of capitalism? Yeah. And battle rap is not something that wins the game of capitalism. Let's be honest. There are very few people making bank off battle rap. Yeah. That's just not a thing. And so, you know, I think there's a level of competition. You know, I think like if you were to ask Jay-Z about Robot Wars, or like, you know what I mean? Like these random things that are highly competitive, very niche things, but that don't really pay like that. He would probably have similar feelings of like, yo, that's a waste of time. Yeah. What's the point? This is, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because like when you are of that mind of I want to make as much money as possible, like that's my goal, then like you're going to view activities that do not generate substantial amounts of revenue as waste of time. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's basically the take there. You know what I mean? And like, I also think like there's this weird like, I don't know, people got weird about this whole the Kendrick Drake shit, man. Like, here's the thing, like that was a good battle. That was dope. But like everyone was projecting their feelings of Kendrick or their feelings of Drake or their feelings of how the culture reacts to Kendrick or Drake on it. And it made it so it like Like, don't get me wrong, it was a very cool moment where like everyone in hip hop was talking about the same thing. It was really funny because we had like a month of that, 3 weeks of Doechii, all of a sudden popping off, and it's like, yeah, okay, this is a cool little thing, and then right back to Kendrick and Drake again.
Yeah.
Which was. I was gonna use the phrase Doechii sandwich, but that would come off weird. But like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, though, right? Like, I think it was like it was a really cool time in hip hop. But now you've got all this like, people trying to think piece the shit out of it, and it's like, yo, like, let the guys compete. Mm-hmm. Both of them have enough money. It's not like it's not like letting them compete is putting them in a place where one of them's going to be into poverty or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. We're talking about two millionaires. Let them compete with each other. Like, I don't gotta be weird. Like, you don't need to, like, as much as, like, I love J. Cole, but, like, that Port Antonio, like, I had to get out or I would have got my brother's blood on me. Bro, it's hip-hop. Yeah. We ain't talking about throwing you in the Coliseum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that'd be absolutely a thing. It's like, yo, J. Cole, do you want to have a broadsword and get into the Coliseum with you, Drake, and Kendrick? Only one of you survive. Then, yeah, absolutely. Hold yourself out of that because, like, yo, I ain't on that energy. Mm-hmm. This is hip-hop. You know what I mean?
Both Drake and Kendrick were on the same label too, right? Like, they're both UMG artists or Universal, weren't they?
I mean, yes, only in so much as like, there's really only if you look at like layers of this shit, there's really only like 3 labels at this point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So
like,
J. Cole would have had a hard time keeping up with those two, don't you think? Like, if it would have been a triple threat match the whole way through. Like, do you think?
I don't know.
Do you think him and his label would have kept up with that output? Because I'm under the firm belief that battle was also created to kind of distract people because the owner of Universal Music is that Lucien, that dude who groomed Diddy. So I believe he manufactured that as a distractionary tactic. Because that's when all the Diddy shit was really popping off. That was like the 3rd month into the Diddy thing, and it was just getting worse and worse and worse.
I'm gonna say this: if Kendrick Drake was created to distract against Diddy, it didn't work. It was a terrible.
It did for a while.
Not really,
because everybody was only talking about Diddy every single day, and then when that came. That was the new topic.
But like that's how it goes with literally every single court case. Because the fact is the courts do not move that fast. So something will be in the news for a while, and then you got to sit around and wait for 3 months for the fucking court date, and then it becomes in the news again. Like at the end of the day, like we all knew there were multiple Diddy documentaries coming out.
Yeah.
Everyone knew what the allegations were. The footage was out there.
But I think for the first 2.5 months of 2024, Diddy was just getting it was just getting worse and worse and worse, and there was no other stories coming up. It seemed like all the internet was talking about was more shit about Diddy, more shit.
Yeah.
Cat Williams said more shit, and I if you're a billionaire and like the guy you just groomed is now locked up, and they're on the trail that could get you caught, and you have these two icons in your employ, and you can just be like, hey man, I need you guys to like pop off and like get ignorant with this shit.
I mean,
I'm distract like.
I'm gonna say this, like, I don't think as much as I feel like there has been legitimate criticism of Kendrick for the revolutionary language not necessarily matching the actions. Mm-hmm. He is a man of principle enough that I don't think he would deliberately create an issue with a
But Drake would, because didn't Drake
maybe,
clap
but
first?
like Drake and Kendrick could come back and forth.
First.
Yeah, Kendrick clapped first.
You're right.
Like, I don't think Kendrick would be like, yo, here's an artist I'm cool with. I'm going to disrupt that relationship, or I'm going to start some shit in service of a billionaire pedophile. Like, I just, like, maybe I'm naive. I don't see that as a decision that Kendrick makes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like...
Well, if it's the guy that signs his checks, though, you know?
Why? He's got plenty of other ways. He's Kendrick Lamar.
True.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, like, you know, is he a billionaire? No. Does he have fuck you money? Absolutely.
Honestly, too, and I don't mean to jump in here, but Kendrick has been waiting for somebody to come at him, and he's...
Oh, yeah. Like what he did in 2017 when he did that song he called Everybody Else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Kendrick's about that competition shit.
He's been waiting for somebody to come at him.
That's true. Yeah.
I think people run the risk of, like, when there's always this idea of, oh, what's going on behind the curtain? There's an old thing called Occam's razor. Have you heard of this?
I think I've heard.
So
of it. I can't remember.
Occam's razor is an old. It's used in argumentation, but it's also just sort of describes how life works a lot of the time, which is that most of the time the simple answer is the right one. You know, I think we all have ways of like we want to build these complex stories in our heads of like, yo, here's how the world works. You know, secretly, you know, President Trump is cutting the EPA because the alligators in the sewer of New York are really onto the whole thing that they want. You know, like, and like I'm exaggerating for effect.
Yes.
But like, I think people tend to, and this is my problem with a lot of conspiracy theory people. Like, I'm not saying that no conspiracy theories are correct, but I think people will try to over convolute some issues that are absolutely straightforward. You know what I mean? Like, there doesn't need to be some conspiracy reason. There doesn't need to be an ulterior motive for Kendrick to go at Drake.
Yeah.
Them dudes have been jawing at each other so often. And like, you know, there's a lot of current conspiracy theories, and I know this isn't really like a politics podcast, so I'll touch on this real briefly. But like, you know, there's how many times do you see these things where people are like, yo, here's what's really going on? Like, I think the dumbest conspiracy I saw, and I'll touch on this lightly because I know we got a little heated the other day because, you know. You got a little heated on my status. I'll say that. But like, from that status, and I'm not going to
shoot from the hip.
That's fine. The thing you need to understand about shooting from the hip is you lack accuracy. And I'm going to leave you at that. But what I'm going to say is like one of the takes on there was like, the only reason trans people exist is because the Bill of Rights says it's men and women, so trans people is a government conspiracy to undermine the U.S. Bill of Rights. And at a certain point when you hear that, the reaction has to be, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, in what way is that the simple answer? You know what I mean? And like, you can argue whatever subject you want to, but often I find, again, and that comes down to this whole, you know, the literacy of it. People don't know how to read for meaning. People don't know how to consume media for meaning. And so they try to construct these narratives in their head rather than learning complex subjects. They want, like, a lot of people would rather believe that there is some evil ulterior motive behind something rather than this is the way our systems are set up. And that's why I get really upset with a lot of people who like dive into these, you know, conspiracies. But it's like, yo, this can be described by capitalism. You know, you hear about like, you know, people dying because they get kicked out of American hospitals for not paying their bills. And it's like, clearly this is a depopulation attempt. The government is trying to depopulate. It's like, no, that's capitalism. We have determined that there is a numeric value to human life, or at least these hospitals have determined that, and that makes them disgusting human beings, and we should probably address that. But there doesn't need to be that ulterior motive when the motive on the surface is enough to explain the behavior.
Yes. So,
and I know I kind of went off on a little tangent.
Ultimately,
there, but,
we're saying men shouldn't fight women.
Ooh,
right?
okay. Do you want to open this one? Because like I can open it. You know me, I'm down with whatever subject. Just remember, once you open the fucking floodgates, bro, like
we can do it if you do a 360 for the bibs.
No, we ain't doing no goddamn 360s. That's all right. Nah. But like you know what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying, though, about like I think motherfuckers get a little too into the, you know, oh yeah, it's happening because there's this and that, and it's like, yo, like sometimes it's true.
Yeah.
But sometimes the simple answer is way more believable and way more, you know, understandable and digestible.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we should tackle that subject.
That's fine. I'm chill with whatever. You know that. I'm
oh
here.
Yeah, no,
we're
just
here
thinking,
talking about.
I'm at a location on their Twitch channel. You know what I mean? I might have some things that might offend people. So
Okay.
That's what I'll keep it cool. So
I just. And I'm going to touch on one thing with that, and then we'll get back to the events, because I want to talk about some of the battles we got coming up, and I think that's more important. But I want to point something out, and this is not a shot at you. This is not anything to do with you, but this is something you see often, and I just want to point out the behavior. So, not that you're saying this, but you know how often, and I know you've heard this, you can't say anything anymore. Oh, the left is out to censor you. The woke mob is out to censor you. You noticed. Nobody censored the subject there. You decided on your own volition not to engage it out of fear. And that's fine.
Out
like
of
it's
propriety towards the environment that is hosting me and allowing me to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. But you see what I'm saying. I think like all I'm trying to drive at is I think this fear of censorship can often be overblown. And while I think it's good to be like, okay, maybe I don't talk about this at this moment.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's not a subject I'm scared to talk about. I just can. I know that the way I speak is blunt and it rubs people the wrong way and can be taken in the wrong context. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also still talk very much like an 80s child. You know, I still say
yeah.
Sorry, I still say things are gay and retarded, and like I'm not. You know, it's. And I have nothing against either of the groups that would be offended by that. You know, it's just. And there's another word that I won't even risk saying, but I say that word too all the time.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
So yeah, I just understand the world has changed where I could jeopardize things by me just being Rob, I guess.
Okay, I feel that. So let's circle back then. Let's talk about the fact that this event, April 11th.
Mm-hmm.
I think the worst type of people are the people who miss this event. I think we can all agree with that. If you are not in the building, the turf, April 11th, you're a terrible human being.
Wow.
It's I don't want to sugarcoat it. That is just how it is. So we've got, it's Call Up Season 10, the 10th edition of our Call Up Season shows. How we do Call Up Season, it is very much a talent development type card. Mm-hmm. So a lot of rookies or up-and-comers in that class that we're trying to develop, we want to get them looks on a card that is relatively low pressure while still having some veteran battles in there, for just overall quality of the card, plus to give the rookies a chance of like, hey, you were there for the night anyways, now see what veterans can do, and give them that sort of like idea of, okay, we can build on this or we can build to that. So we've got ourselves a really cool card. Me versus Aaron is the co-main event. That's gonna be really exciting. I'm stoked for it. I meant to say this earlier. Like I think like I don't get to battle as often as I used to. So and because I don't know, went off the tangent about like I don't get to give myself looks, which is fine. So I only really get to battle at home when one of our guys is ready to make that breakthrough. Of when I've got a reason that me battling someone benefits what I want to do with them as a promoter. That is the only way I battle anybody at home anymore. You know what I mean? And that's just sort of what it comes down to. And the fact is, like, Aaron, as much as I'm going to make fun of him, and I know he's going to make fun of me as well, but Aaron's a guy who has shown a ton of growth, especially after the last 2-3 years. He's gotten to the point where he's a genuine threat. And I think the perception...
He's battling out of province, too.
Yeah, but the perception... For that shit. The perception hasn't kept up with the skill level. And there's, I think, a lot of people from outside the province who don't see him as a threat he is yet. And so when I reach out to them about battling him, they say no. They're like, yo, I don't think that's an interesting opponent for me. I don't want that opponent, blah, blah, blah. And I'm kind of tired of that shit. Because I think Aaron's a good opponent. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So, like, I am battling him to give him a war so that when the footage comes out, we could be like, nah, y'all don't get to pretend that he's not a threat. Now, does that mean I think he's going to beat me? No. But, like, I also legitimately, like, don't think there's very many people who, if I am actually operating at the top of my game and not fucking around and throwing around away about, like, growing potatoes, you know, which I like to do because I think it's fun. I think it's entertaining. But like when I decide to write 3 proper rounds, which I'm doing this time, I don't think there's many people who could stand up to that. And I think even Mike would be willing to say, like, you've seen what happens when I'm in my bag for rounds, and you've seen motherfuckers get cooked by it. So yeah, and like Aaron's in his crew, so if he's even saying that, you know it's gonna be a good battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I'm not trying to throw you in the middle of shit. I'm just trying to like establish a narrative here. That's crazy. That's a crazy take, but I love that you have it. I love that you have
Shout out to AA Ron, Smoking Mike.
That's crazy. So, but I'm gonna say this. So that's gonna be a good one. Our main event is also absolutely crazy. Shine 9 versus Xavier. Xavier coming out of CRB in Ottawa, absolute monster, former CRB champ. He last was out here and he battled Chronic. Unfortunately, he choked for one of his rounds and it was kind of rough. But like Xavier, even then was proven he's a monster, and since then he's had some crazy performances. So I think getting him over here, getting Shine another main event look, because Shine's another guy who's absolutely ready to step into that, you know, potential main events, you know, especially even on the bigger cards.
He's been showing me a bit of his shit. He's pretty dialed in.
That's good. Yeah, no, I'm stoked for that battle. I think that's gonna be really sick. And then like with the rookie battle, like up and comers or whatever we want to call them, it's a shame Shiva isn't here because Shiva versus who would I have? Yeah, Raptor, exactly. Shiva versus Raptor is going to be a crazy battle because, like, we set that up after Raptor versus Bear, where Raptor had this crazy breakthrough. You know, where, like, before, if we had announced it before that battle, I think people would be like, yo, Shiva's a clear favorite here. Whereas now I think people are saying Shiva may be the underdog. You know what I mean?
Really?
And like, I also think Shiva is about due for a breakthrough.
Yeah.
You know, this is a guy, like, and both these guys can rap really well. I think it comes down to which one of them spends more time figuring out how to structure their punchlines. But it's going to be really good. You know what I mean? It's going to be a crazy battle. We can go down the thing. I think, like, Eclipse versus Tobin. I'm jumping around a little bit. I know that's not next on the card. But that's what I'm excited for. Eclipse, obviously, he's been around. Scoop and Eclipse, he's been doing his own thing as well. Very active in the Vancouver and Surrey music scenes. Yeah, he's been throwing a lot of shows alongside Hillbilly. You know, he's been active. And Tobin this will be his second battle. His debut was on like 6 days' notice against Beach Tits. And like that was a really good one-rounder, you know what I mean? Like it was one of those. That was a whole weird story where we had a whole other battle set up. One person backed out, so we replaced that person with Beach Tits. Then the other person's like, "Yo, I don't think I can do this on short notice." Backed out. Then we replaced that person with Tobin. So all of a sudden we had like a whole new battle on like 6-7 days notice. You know what I mean? So that was hilarious. So I think that's going to be really exciting. I think like we've got Drolene coming back out to do her thing up against a guy Jadal. Who last battled when Emotions ran Ground Zero.
Whoa.
Before Prove Yourself even existed. Wow. So his debut battle, Mike, was before either of us started with this shit. Like that is a long time to go between your first and second battle. You know what I'm saying?
Holy
like,
shit.
Yeah, some shit like that. You know what I mean? And that's only some of the cards.
So
you know,
how old is he? Is he like Dan's Madigan? Like age?
I mean, I don't think anyone's as old as Dan Madigan. You know, like let's
shout out to Dan Madigan.
I love Dan, man. Dan's good people. He is old, yeah, absolutely.
Yo, really quickly though, Mike or Dan, just go with Dan's Madigan, the Mr. DMA. I don't know, man. I ain't feeling it.
Well, I mean, it's MDMA. That's the whole,
MDMA.
Mr. DMA is MDMA.
I think Dan's Madigan's better personally. I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, so like I think either one is fine, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just need, you know, them crazy hosts to stop messing it up.
Yeah.
Fucking hosts, I tell you. Battle rap hosts
Put
are
the
the
hoe
worst.
in host.
Only because if you keep talking, I'm gonna fuck you over.
So,
That was terrible.
I wanted to ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might be a little too soon. Probably won't be in May. But like, are you gonna do another Rivals type card again?
I would like to. The thing about Rivals is that there needs to be a good narrative.
Rivals.
You need Rivals, or there needs to be a good narrative.
Yeah.
And I know, like, this is a conversation Mike and I have had off air a whole bunch of times where he's like, yo, just get me anybody. We'll do Rivals because I won the first one. I'm like, I get it.
Okay, that's
But I
not
think,
what I said.
I know I'm slightly making it, like,
You're
sillier.
actually making this up entirely, but continue.
All right. Fix it then. What was the crux of your argument?
I think the crux of my argument was that you needed people. Let me stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Get near the microphone. Let's do this.
So, the thing with Rivals is that there's certain guys that I wanted that you could build a narrative around.
Sure.
Right? And you wanted to build. Like, I know you told me other examples of Rivals cards that you were thinking of.
Yeah.
That maybe didn't qualify as far as like narrative building, or maybe you could have sold it in a certain way, but it would have been a lot of a harder sell as say like a Me and Ellipsis, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I think you and Ellipsis is the easiest sell of
Sells
possible
itself,
Rivals. Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, so I see. Like that's more what I was saying is that like you need a Rivals event to like have that level of like recapture that level of like. It wasn't not necessarily animosity, but like storyline.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think we're on the same page there where we need like something of that caliber. I think like if Rivals gets to a Rivals 3, Rivals 4, we can start like, I don't want to say downgrading, but we can start looking at like other narratives, like a Me versus Stevie, for example, at like a Rivals 4, Rivals 5. But just as an example, not necessarily that we would, but like I definitely think like I want to do a Rivals 2. Well, so like the whole point of Rivals though is the well, the Rivals, but also the draft made it really cool.
Yeah.
And the teams.
Sweet, man.
And so like,
That was sweet.
yes, I would probably be willing to put one or like I don't want to put the entire Bib Gang team on there because
I
then
hear
that's
you
like
there.
that's half of your draft pick spoken for.
Yeah.
You know, unless we've got some like whoever the opponent is being like, haha, I'm gonna use my first draft pick to say take Sully from you to, you know, do team on team
for
violence.
sure, for
You know
sure.
what you know what I
feel
mean?
that.
Like,
I feel that. I think at this point, like, unless there's like, you know, there's like 2 or 3 guys that for me, I think qualify for me for like a Rivals event, like
Yeah.
as my opponent or whatever. And we don't need to say who they are, but I think like having 2 other guys that have a rivalry, and that's the thing is that you need to find the rivalry, right?
yeah,
You need to
either
find
rivalry
something
or a
that
good
is, like,
narrative for there to be a rivalry.
Yeah, is that it's
You know.
tangible because I'm more than willing to like be drafted under somebody that I think I'm better than for the sake of like the draft. you
Yeah,
know, and,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
all that
absolutely.
sort of shit.
For the
Like,
sake
just
of the
having
narrative.
some monsters on your fucking squad. Right?
Yeah.
like
Well, and that's one of the things is like I thought that was crazy about the last one is like honestly the level of talent on Rivals 1 was insane.
it was insane. It
We
really
had
was.
Shiva versus Joey open the night.
Yeah, right.
And like that okay, things were going on with Joey and we don't got to speak on that.
yeah, that's like, but like it was such a dope concept, and
Yeah.
like it really, I think it honestly like. As far as the quality of the battles, it exceeded.
It was crazy. Yeah,
expectations,
so many
right?
good battles. And
It
so, like,
almost leads me to go like, even if we don't have like a Rivals thing, you just do like a draft card where like I know and like the 2 ideas are kind of tied in together at this point, but they don't have to be necessarily.
yeah,
right?
no, absolutely.
Like
But-
you could have like, I don't know, let's say me versus G Show, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like we're not necessarily rivals, so to speak. But like him drafting a team of guys that he favors versus me drafting a team of guys that I favor. I'm just using examples.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
But,
no,
like,
no,
I think it's that sort of format where like the team format is like that's really what people like about it.
I think the team format was really cool, and I think like one thing we could do if we don't get the right names for a Rivals type thing is do a draft, but do a draft of like the coach and development talent. Rather than necessarily do a call-up season, but do a bunch of these guys who would normally be call-up seasons, and let's just sort of run it.
I really like this idea.
Yeah, let's like.
I really like this
I'm just
idea.
gonna run back the names just for the East. Let's say it's you and Ellipsis again, just
Yeah.
just for the sake of explaining the idea of like, all right, y'all both draft your teams. Y'all don't battle,
Yeah,
or maybe
yeah.
like maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe it's
Yeah.
like Ultimate Fighter and you do battle at the end.
Sure,
Who knows?
yeah.
But like you also like you don't necessarily need to battle, but it's also a thing of like, all right, you guys got to be on your team of helping them, you know, giving feedback
100%,
of
100%.
going that. And I think if we go that way, one thing I would absolutely love to do is say, all right, anyone who signs up, there's the battle event is this day, but you also got to be available on this day 3 weeks beforehand. Y'all are going to meet up. We're going to get some footage of you guys getting constructive feedback from your coach.
Right.
And I think that makes for, you know, like especially if we're well,
Yeah.
it's a build up, and also like if we can reach out to whether it's local film schools or whatever and get some content on like, yo, this is the build to the event. How are these guys going to do under the pressure of having these sort of coaches?
Right.
I think there's a good narrative there.
For sure, and a lot of like, yes, it would be nice if the two, and honestly, like, even if the 2 guys don't have a huge rivalry like that, you
Yeah.
can make one just based on the pride of them having to coach their guys,
Yeah.
and wanting to win for their teams, right?
And-
so I
and
think there's something there for sure.
And yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's dope. We just have to have a situation in which the 2 guys
Want
are
to battle each other?
Well, either they want to battle each other or they're fine with not battling each other
Yeah.
and making that situation happen.
I just kind of think from like an outside perspective, like the casual observer or even like fans that go to our events will be like, so why aren't these 2 guys battling each other?
Yeah, absolutely.
So like if you can do that where they
So
battle each other,
most
that's
likely they would
obviously
need to
better,
battle,
right? Yeah.
and that comes down to the same problem that we've had for a while, which is that most of our top tier guys have battled each
Battle
other.
each other 100%.
There is one local that you haven't battled that I know you're interested in.
Yeah, exactly.
And he doesn't want to do draft events because he is part of staff.
100%. Well, that
You know what I
checks
mean?
out,
And
for
and
sure,
so like that
for
makes
sure.
you know,
Yeah.
not to speak for him, but like that's sort of
No, I get
that's-
it, and like that's also not one that we need to do right this second. Either.
Yeah.
So like I feel like the timing isn't quite right for that
Yeah.
one.
So it's
I also
it's-
kind of feel like I should have taken it 2 years ago before he got really, really, really good. And,
Dog.
now I'm a little scared. To be
I think
honest with
at
you.
one point, like when he was on the come up, Willie offered him to me. I'm like, and like I just couldn't do the event. It's not that I turned
Right.
him down. I
Yeah.
turned down the whole event, and it's like, shit, ain't nobody even offering me that battle anymore.
Right? Yeah. No. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you know, those are the kind of things that like I think Rivals definitely does need to happen again. If it's going to be like but even if we don't do a Rivals thing, like just doing like a draft card would be super cool.
Yeah. I would just love to see like if we can get back a couple of guys.
Yeah.
Like even if we did a Rivals out of fucking nowhere.
Also, after this June battle, some of those Rivals events, they might the guys that I think that, you know, would make sense for me in a Rivals card, they might circle back around after seeing that like this is the kind of opponent that we're looking for.
I'm gonna say this to you.
Yeah.
The names you're thinking of that are east of BC are all more interested in trolling you than off building their own reputations.
100%.
So like, there is, you can chase the car if you want to. The car ain't worth catching. Is all I'm putting there.
I feel like I jumped the line on him, so it's whatever.
Okay,
so,
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, and that is what it is. Like I get it. I've also had folks from out there who are more interested in trolling me than in any actual solid narrative. But you know, we don't have to speak on
and
that.
You know what? Like there's dozens of guys I can battle, right? Like, it's not about like that's for me. That's like the competitive side of me being like I need to test my skills against everybody that people think are dope. Like, that's really all that it comes down to. So if they want to troll me for that, so be it, right? I'd rather just, you know, let my merits speak for themselves, and then, you know, we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, no, another Rivals card would be dope, man. And I think,
so Rivals is one I'd like to bring back. Circling back earlier, we were talking about other events, so I'd love to bring back Rivals. I've tried a bunch of times to bring back Van City Eras for a third edition.
Yeah, I know you have.
And that's been mega frustrating because just people get really weird about it.
Yeah.
And you get a bunch of these like guys who used to battle who be like, yo, I'm interested. And then the moment comes where it's like, okay, we're booking this. We'd love to have you on it. And all of a sudden it's like, no, I'm not doing it.
It's been so long for these guys.
Or like,
you know what I mean?
Yo, and it's crazy because there are guys who like, I ain't going to name names, but I'll say this. There's at least a couple guys who are still putting out music who used to battle.
Yeah.
Who average 3-digit views in their music, so it's not like they're like super popping, and like I'm not judging. My music's not popping either, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, it'd be cool to have you back just for the narrative of, you know, Vancouver battle rap, and they're like, yo, I would need $2,000 and a big name opponent. I'm like, yo, the whole point is to battle people from other areas of eras of Vancouver.
Aren't worth.
You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, like I get it. That's what they want, and like I'm not out here telling people like don't charge what you want. But it also, like, if we're talking about bringing back cool ideas, it's not going to happen while people are doing that. I mean, they have to want to battle.
It goes back to that post I made a couple months ago where I was like, what are you doing this for, really?
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you're not in this to be the best, then, like, I'm not interested in, you know, like, I'm sure some guys aren't in it to be the best, but that's why I'm in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's multiple valid reasons to be involved in battle rap.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think
but we don't need guys coming back after 5 or 6 years and just kind of like wing dinging it, right? Like,
yeah,
it would be really dope if they like stood on theirs and.
Yeah, or if you come back after a while, then actually show up to your battle. That's another one.
Yeah, exactly, right. So
we'll leave that one alone.
Okay, I'll let Kava take over.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
All right.
Holy crap, this guy's back.
That was good.
It's crazy because his smell had just started to dissipate. I was just finally able to breathe again, and then he comes back. It's wild.
Why are you smelling your fingers so much?
Listen. I'm gonna say this. My fingers are the best smelling thing in here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is. I don't want to use the word musty to describe this room, but you know.
So I had an idea while you're talking about that for the rival shit.
Okay.
Because, like, when you mentioned the UFC aspect of it at the end of the year, at the end of a season or something. So, like, what if you, like, in January or, like, earlier in the year, you do a draft and then all year have, like, so basically, like, the guys who draft them are kind of coaching for, like, a season. You know what I mean? So, and then the call-up guys will all have their battles throughout the year, and then at the end of the year event, that's when the captains will battle each other, and maybe like the best of the call-up guys, like so and so went 2-1 all year, or so and so's 3-0. You know what I mean? And then you could take like the best of.
So, like, I do see the upside of that. I think it could be a really interesting idea, a really cool idea.
And it keeps a continuity, so it's not where momentum shuts off and then you got to revamp it up again. You know, it keeps kind of like a consistent storyline going through the whole year.
The flip side and the unfortunate part of it is when dealing with rookies, there is a breakthrough battle. And sometimes I've got suspicions. We don't know when it's going to happen. We've got guys, who they get 40 battles in and they finally have their breakthrough.
Yeah.
We've got guys who have breakthroughs on their third battle. You know what I mean? Like you never know. And I think it's one thing if you do it with veterans who we know roughly what they're capable of, and while they are still getting better, we know at roughly at what rate
their rate of their growth. Yeah.
With rookies, if we've got you locked in for a year, and then you have your ascend to God moment. And now you're still stuck in something like that, or if someone has one battle, they decide it's not for them, or life happens, and then you got to find things. I think it's a good thing during a Ultimate Fighter, but they
have an established brand that has consistent following,
and the reward is you want to get on UFC because those paydays are worth it, or because the shine is worth it.
Yeah,
it'd be
that's
one thing
the
if
destination.
Where, I think a URL or a KOTD or something could get away with that.
Destination. Yeah.
But as far as leagues like us who are not paying the biggest names in the world to come through, I think there's a lot of what is the benefit for someone locking into a development cycle of a year for a potential event in December when people can just say, and it does happen, people are I can't make the event anymore. Yeah. And now you've got a year of build up for a card that's gone nowhere.
I'm getting it. See, that's why I'm asking.
No, absolutely. And the thing is while I can say hey, here's the downsides of it, I do actually really appreciate when people are I had this idea for things you can do. Because yes, sometimes there will be okay, it doesn't work for this or that reason. But if people are thinking about, hey, I'd love to see the battles do this, that means there is some amount of passion that they have for the community that we have built. And so on that, thank you very much. I absolutely appreciate the idea. And I love when people are hitting me up and what about this idea? What about that idea? And truthfully, I turn down 80-85% of ideas.
You've turned down a few of mine before, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I turned down a lot of ideas. Yeah. But it is something that I do feel the need to try to regularly say, which is I want people to keep coming with ideas. Even when, and I think people also this comes to another conversation I've had with a few battlers, where I'm I don't like this idea for this reason, and they will shut down right there. Oh, well, you're not leaving any room for debate. I'm no, I am telling you where I stand. If you disagree with that, please give me your information. I am not Mr. fucking infallible here. You know what I mean? And so I think definitely more input is always appreciated. Well, 99% of the time it's appreciated. If I'm in the middle of dealing with a situation with a venue, let me handle that and then we'll talk. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But usually I think, yeah, absolutely input is super appreciated, and it's something that we love to see because it shows that there's a passion about both battle rap and the community and genuine interest in the community. So I love that.
So was Rivals your idea originally, or did somebody drop that idea on you?
Rivals, God, how long was I trying to pitch Rivals to you guys, Mike? It was a while.
Probably about a year and a half, I would think. At
least
since the Caillou kit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think honestly before that, because obviously me and Ellipsis was the rematch. That was going to be a thing for a while, right?
Yeah.
You kind of had this idea.
Let's build something around it.
We do the Caillou probably about a year before Rivals, so at least a year, right?
Yeah. So probably, yeah. So it's it was a while, and so a lot of these ideas take a while to materialize, and it's I wish we had the nimbleness as an organization to we got this idea, let's get it going right away. But rappers are also trying to protect their brands, and they're trying to figure their stuff out, and so it takes a while to get the necessary people on board, and also we have to book our venues months ahead of time. So we've already got a rough idea of what we want our June card to look like. We know August we're going to be doing roasted season. We haven't locked in the date yet, but we know roughly what we want that card to look like in terms of scale. The exact matchups we don't necessarily know. So there is some amount of we have to plan our shit ahead of time. I think October we're looking at most likely a call-up season event. That could change between here and there. Absolutely. That we're not locked into that, but we do have these sort of rough plans of here's what we're trying to go with. So when we've got these ideas of hey, here's a cool thing, we want to make sure we're putting in the time to execute on that. And B, it's also like we got to figure out a time to slot it into the schedule, especially if it's something that requires, like in your guys' case, Mike, it was like we had to get Mikey to Ellipsis, and then I had to make sure that we could, put together a draft roster that was worthy of the concept.
Wish I watched the draft.
To put those rivals cards together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Mike, like you said, you know what you're doing, like probably about 6 to 8 months ahead of time. Like
yeah, roughly. We got a rough idea, absolutely.
Right? So like things kind of have to fall into place, which is probably another reason why I didn't battle right away. Like after the Ellipsis battle, like it would have been cool to capitalize on the momentum that I had after the battle. I already had 4, 5, 6 months of plan set up.
And the other thing,
I was kind of like in my spot where it's like, should I just be taking another random battle, or should I wait and get a big fight? Right?
And the other thing beyond that is remember, it was like the Ellipsis battle didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened right after the franchise battle.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like we had Mike in the main event for 2 events in a row, and as I said, I've got 7, 8 guys who can legitimately main event, and it hurts league and culture growth if anyone is the main event every time. Even like when we look at like that era of King of the Dot before COVID, I got so much love for what Sparka and Willie did, and like this isn't anything criticizing that, but you knew there would be an Ellipsis main event because like this guy was off, and Pigsty had decided he was taking he didn't want to battle anymore. Like actually all of Blunt Force did, and like all these guys who were the main events had stepped away, and now Ellipsis was all of a sudden that elevated guy. So every main card, it's okay. Well, who are we getting Ellipsis? And while that was dope, like Ellipsis, I think did a lot with those opportunities.
It didn't grow the scene, really.
It doesn't. Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where I think like the mid cards were good to help develop people. I think people just get tired of the same names all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is unfortunate because I still feel like Ellipsis is easily top 3 writer in the world.
It's also how you build internal storyline.
Yeah.
Have guys like, let's say, okay, May last year I'm top of the mountain in Vancouver. Now there's at least one other guy where you could be like, okay, like this might be a thing. That wouldn't have happened if I was main eventing every single week.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So like, those kind of things. He's like Mike's got a good idea of where he wants the matchups and stuff, especially internally, to go.
Yeah.
Like when you essentially say you're trying to put Aaron over by battling him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that. He's looking long game, and I appreciate that.
And it's like it's something we have to do because at the end of the day, like while we are trying to develop, none of our rookie class post COVID is at the point where they can take on our like really established veterans. Don't get me wrong, we've got our like mid tier veterans, and those guys are we're starting to see some of those type of matchups. But like we don't have anyone who's debuted post COVID who could take on Mike, who could take on G Show, who could take on Shine. Like I think like if we somehow brought back Vito, give him one or two more battles and he'd be right there. I think that guy had a ton of, but he also says he's done though. So like,
I think on paper he's the guy. Like
he would have been the guy if he wanted to stick. Yeah.
Ready after his first battle.
Yeah, and he just decided he didn't want to do it anymore.
He cooks that guy. It's like okay, like take the training wheels off.
Yeah. Well, even like for the second one, I'm like, yo, let's give you Gobi.
Yeah.
And Gobi's a guy who we've obviously been invested a ton of time and energy into because we think Gobi's dope.
Shout out to Gobi.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
shit, you know what I mean?
And he was just like, "No, I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it once to see what it was like." I'm like, you know what? I respect it, but I hate it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's outside of that. So we're trying to develop talent. We're trying to develop our top tier guys as well, because we don't want to see that thin out by the time the next generation's ready to set up. I think one of the things that separates the Vancouver scene from anywhere in Canada outside of Toronto is the fact that for 15, 20 years now, there has always been that transition from one generation to the next of the older guys were around. And I know like people get mad when I've like talk about other scenes and whatever, but like I think like if we look at Alberta, the problem was never talent. The problem was the fact that when they had that elite crew of you had Fingers and Dirty Harry and Daly and a bunch of those guys, and then when King of the Dot stopped happening, okay, they stopped battling. And then you had Smoked Out pop up a couple years later, and all these new names are not people who have been around the scene for a while. Yeah, there was no pipeline, so it was
an expansion.
They had to start from scratch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I think a lot of Alberta talent right now is at a place where they've got some amazing talent out there. But like that was what caused their delay was that didn't happen. And I think that's one of the advantages we had here in BC. And like part of me has to also look at like, yo, a bunch of us who came in at my era, we're only a few years away from 40. 100%. You know what I mean? So like, we gotta have the kids at the point where they're ready to take over this battle rap shit, and they're not there yet. And like, so how much longer do I have all these veterans for? To get the rookies in place, and that is a question I'm always.
Well, if
wondering.
they all want to battle till Dan's age, then you're totally.
Yeah, right. Well,
I've definitely thought about this before, where it's like I'm not going to be doing this forever.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to be the guy that like comes and takes my spots and wants it as bad as I did, right? Like those are the guys that we need. We need guys that are willing to consistently grow and get better, and really like find the competition within themselves to be better than their last performance every
yeah, so like on the battler competitive side, but also on like the organizing side. Yeah. Like I look at like, yo, if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, does Set the Bar still exist a year from now? And I oscillate. I don't know. Like we've got an amazing team. Like we absolutely do. And I think short term, absolutely, they would keep going because these are all guys who are equally passionate. But like, it does take a certain level of crazy to maintain the momentum in battle rap, given the fact that like, hey, you are navigating egos, you are not making money, you are building community slowly in ways with people that will find ways to disappoint you, and that's obviously the negative. There's a bunch of amazing things, you look at like, there are children born who, their parents met at our events. That's kind of really cool. There are, friendships born. Some people who are build amazing friendships coming around this thing. There are guys looking out for each other. We've got, we've seen, an example is we've seen a guy like Mongers, who's gone from this like, Surrey hoodlum type to he's now a professional counselor. He's running his own, his own professional counseling gig, and he's doing really well for himself. And we're seeing that level of personal growth, and that's like one example. We're seeing a lot of this amazing personal growth from people. So like both, like and so I don't want to like try to like, oh, my role is terrible or anything like that. But like, there is a lot of work and bullshit that comes with it, and I don't know who we have yet that would want to step into there. And so, and not just on a me level. Again, it's talking who's going to take Mike's space. Yeah. Who's going to take Ellipsis' spot? Who's going to, like, even like.
There's a whole roster.
Even G-Show, who like we look at as like the new veteran. He's still been around for what, 10, 12 years now? Like, he ain't the fresh face anymore. You know what I mean?
So, I think we've gone a little bit overtime. So
my bad. I talk a lot.
Yeah. So they're just pulling up though. So just give everybody the specifics of the event real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. April 11th, you want to be coming out to the Turf, which is over in Surrey. Doors at 5. First battle at 6. $25 at the door. $20 if you pre-buy. You can pre-buy at setthebarent.com. Check that shit out. You want to make sure that you're actually there. And we're going to be doing a little after party for our DJ, Mr. Mike, the Sauce Boss.
Nice.
So, it'll be good. We'll be announcing that lineup shortly.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for coming out. Our
Thanks
entire panel of guests. And Bib Gang for life, you know what it is. And thank you very much, Vancouver. We love you all very much, and we'll be back next month. Peace.
Not peace.